How are you? This is Michael Williams, the founder of the Start Speaking Training Center. We are dealing with and looking at and studying the Power Coach approach. So welcome back. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually start constructing our building on top of the foundation that we've been working on. So what are you talking about, Michael? Well, the last few videos we've been looking at foundational principles, if you will. We've been looking at the self-concept, your subconscious mind. We've been looking at self-esteem and self-worth. We've been looking at self-confidence and courage. We've also been looking at control, which we're going to talk about again. Not so much self-control, but control of your speaking situations. So that's our foundation, and that's very important. So I want to encourage you to watch those videos if you haven't already. By the way, thank you very much for your comments and your encouragement, and I know that you've been waiting for the rest of these videos, and I'm doing 2 right now that I'll be releasing to you in the next day or 2. So let's take a look then at the structure on top of our foundation, which is the T.A.P approach. And I know that you heard me talk about this before. Now, the entire program is called the Power Coach approach, but within the program there's a very specific strategy that we're going to look at, and it's called the T.A.P approach, T.A.P, where each letter stands for something. So in the next several videos we'll be actually walking through this specific approach. Now, if you've been watching and studying the DAM strategy, you're going to see a lot of that same information, but I've expanded it, I've deepened it, and I'm sharing more information in this program. So if you've watched that, and I encourage you to do so, then you're going to really enjoy and benefit from this as well. So what is this T.A.P approach? Well, let me just run through the letters quickly for you, and then we'll go into each one in a separate video. The T.A.P approach, T.A.P, stands for the T, transformation or transforming. Okay, so the T in the T.A.P stands for transformation or transforming. And this simply means that you're engaged in a process of transformation, of change. It's a process, and so it's going to take time. Right? So it's very important, and we'll go into this deeper in just a few minutes, but it's very important that you understand that when you're changing your beliefs and your attitudes and you're transforming, it doesn't happen overnight. And we get lots of people, I'm not going to say lots of people, there probably are lots of people that I never hear from who come to the site, they check out the program, they listen to it, they say that's not going to work for me, and they haven't even really tried all of the program for an extensive period of time because they think it's not going to work. And that's okay, and I feel bad for them. And for some people it may not work, but I believe, based on my experience and based on the comments that you've been sharing with me, that for the vast majority of people this program will work if you work the entire program long enough. So you have to understand that you are transforming. That's going to take time. The A stands for actualizing or actualization. Michael, what is actualizing? You're using all these big words. Don't worry about the words themselves, because I'll explain the concepts and you'll get that. But actualization or actualizing actually means that you are going to be engaged in an internal process, that this whole transformation process is both internal and external. So when we talk about actualizing, we're focusing on the internal process, the internal steps that you need to take to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Internal steps such as visualization, verbalization, affirmations, and things like that. And we've talked about some of those things, but we'll dive into it a little deeper. So remember, this process that you're engaged in is both internal and external. That is, much of the change that you're going to be making and much of the work you're going to be doing is going to be inside of yourself, okay, which can be very, very challenging, but not impossible, and very exciting as well. The P stands for patterning. Another word we could use is modeling. Patterning meaning you're going to be actually patterning or modeling yourself after someone else. You're going to be looking out there, finding someone who's a speaker that you admire, studying them, and then modeling them. You're going to be creating presentations and giving those presentations by yourself, just like I'm doing this now. You're going to be working and giving these presentations by yourself and practicing and rehearsing, and then going out and giving these presentations in public. So you're going to be patterning yourself. You're going to be rehearsing and developing many presentations and giving those presentations so that you can create successful speaking situations. And we'll dive into that deeper in a future video. So why is that so important? Well, that's the external process. So if some of you have just been doing the affirmations, that's good, but that may or may not work. The other part to this entire process is the external part, right? It's the external actions that need to be taken, which is the practicing and the rehearsing. Does that make sense? So they both go together. So what did the T stand for? Transforming or transformation. And the A, actualizing or actualization. And the P, patterning, or you can substitute modeling, if you will, which is, and it's much greater than just modeling, but modeling is an important part of the process, an important technique. So I'm very excited, and you should be very excited too about this program, because this program can and will not only affect your speaking, but it will affect your relationships. It's going to affect your career. It's going to affect your finances. It's going to affect your health. It will affect every area of your life if you work through the program, because you're going to be learning skills and strategies and techniques and tools that you can use in not just the way you present yourself, but in every area of your life. And that's why I'm so excited, because I'm still using these tools, and I know that once you get a hold of them and you start to use them and you start to see them work, you're going to be excited. You're going to start applying them to other areas of your life, and hopefully you'll share them with other people as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in the next training video. We're going to jump right into the T, which stands for transforming or transformation. So I'll see you in the next session. This is Michael Williams, founder of the Start Speaking Training Center.